usually final judgments are my final judgment, but in this case it's going to be Bernie Sanders. Interesting. At a recent breakfast for Bloomberg Politics, they asked him about third parties and in specific the Green Party. Let me tell you what he said. He said, "I don't know the leaders of the Green Party, but I respect what they're trying to do. They're focusing on very, very important issues. But I think right now, what is it, 3-4 months before an election, you're going to end up having a choice. Either Hillary Clinton is going to become president or Donald Trump." So in that context, he says, well, he's going to vote and work against Donald Trump. He goes on to say, we're not a parliamentary system, as is the case in Europe. If we were in Europe right now, in Germany or elsewhere, the idea of coalition politics, of different parties coming together, you've got a left party, you've got a center-left party coming together against a center-right party, that's not unusual. That happens every day. We don't have that. We have and have had two parties for a very long period of time. And I know a little bit about this as the longest-serving independent member of Congress. So, he also knows about it because of his brother Larry Sanders, who's in the Green Party in the UK. I interviewed him while we were at the DNC. But as he points out, that's a parliamentary system. You can make coalitions. So it's not a either-or game as much as it is here in the U.S. So then they asked him, well, are you going to try to force your voters to vote for Hillary Clinton? And he said, we live in a democratic society. The role of play is being very boring and contrasting with
to introduce the President of the United States, please welcome Manuel.
In other words, of course I can't force my voters to do anything. All I can do is make the case. And I'm going to try to make the case as much as I can to make sure that they don't help get Donald Trump elected. And by the way, by voting for someone else, this is not my opinion, doesn't mean you're necessarily helping someone else get elected or you want them to get elected. There's different reasons to do that. But his mindset is the two viable candidates are Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And in that scenario, whether we like that scenario or not, and of course there's a lot of reasons not to like that scenario, well, he's going to vote for Hillary Clinton and support her because Donald Trump would be a disaster. That part I also agree with. Well, they said, well, how about the thousands of people who signed up to run for office? You got them excited. They're going to run for office next time around. What are they going to do? He said, I expect that most of them would run as Democrats. Some may run as independents. Remember, he ran as an independent, and he was an independent for a very long time, until recently, actually, in this Democratic primary. So, look, primaries are very, very important. He's encouraging you to change the system, but in the most effective way possible. He's saying what is most likely to be effective is to do primaries against Democrats within the Democratic Party, because then you're more likely to win the general election. And by the way, you think the Democratic establishment likes that he's threatening to primary a lot of them? No, they can't stand that. And he's doing it anyway, because he believes in real change. Just saying, this election is not the end-all, be-all, but if you're going to vote, and you should vote, there is a clear way to vote in his opinion. I think it's enormously reasonable. And then when they asked him, will some of your supporters vote for Donald Trump, he said, 13.3 million people, referring to the people who voted for him. Do I think some of them will vote for Donald Trump? What can I tell you? He can't control them all. He's not some sort of Svengali. He's like, I'll vote for Hillary Clinton. And look, now my judgment on his final judgment is, he did a great job. He started a revolution. We should all thank him for it. I believe that revolution will win at the end, and I don't believe the end is this general election. No, the primaries are more important. The grassroots fight is more important. So, if you trusted him back then, maybe you should trust him a little bit now to say, hey guys, one, of course you get to vote any way you like. I can't force you to do anything. But if you really think that the viable candidates, if the viable candidates are Clinton and Trump, and it makes sense to vote against Trump. I think it's a reasonable position to have. But don't let that discourage you, because this isn't the end of the fight, it's the beginning of the fight. Go then immediately sign up, not only to work on primaries, you go primary them. Yes, the revolution is afoot. Yes, Bernie Sanders should definitely be thanked for it. Whatever you do, don't get mad at him, because he's making a practical, reasonable choice on this election while getting ready to bring us real change legislatively and electorally and on the grassroots level going forward after the election. It's a reasonable position, and that's my final judgment.